This video was sponsored by CuriosityStream, and if you like it, there's a second one over on Nebula. More on that at the end of the video. I've been getting a lot of requests to start posting actual gameplay in addition to my usual character build guides and tier lists, so today I thought I'd share a VOD of an old playthrough I did back during the Cretaceous expansion. I'll be discussing my choices and actions as they come up, so hopefully this will give you a sense not only of how the dinosaur meta really played out, but maybe even give you some strategy ideas for your current playthrough, even though many of the builds featured in this VOD have either been banned or severely nerfed. If people end up enjoying this style of video, I might do some more, maybe even show you all which builds I'm running in the Anthropocene meta. Anyways, that's enough introduction. One of the best attributes dinosaurs had access to was Gigantism, so it might surprise you to see that I'm running a build that forgoes that option in favor of a few other choice abilities and stat allocations. This build focuses entirely on a playstyle that's a hybrid between mobility and, most surprisingly, intelligence. There were very few intelligence builds available during this meta, but this is the one that had the most success. So right now, I'm scouting this Pachyrhinosaurus herd looking to see if I could score a kill on one of the low-level players. To say that this build's power stat is lackluster would be a massive understatement. I have zero chance of winning a battle one-on-one with even a mid-level Pachyrhinosaurus player. And unfortunately for me, it looks like the Pachyrhinosaurus are working as a team to guard their newbies. Meanwhile, my teammates are nowhere to be found. You can never count on your teammates in this game. It's winter right now, which means a few things. 1. Abilities like feathers are indispensable, as they ensure that I don't take constant cold damage. And 2. Staying well fed is critical to ensure that my character's metabolism and therefore body temperature is enough to stave off the intermittent cold snaps that will eventually hit the server. If I'm not well fed during those events, I'll take heavy damage, potentially even ending the game for me. So instead of hoping I'll get an opportunity to take down a small Pachyrhinosaurus, I'm gonna need to improvise, and this is where my character's high intelligence stat comes in. First, it grants me a scouting and foraging bonus, allowing me to scan and find loot that other players would miss. For example, in the forest biome, you need a pretty high intelligence level to successfully forage for insects. But for my character, finding insects is pretty easy. Now, I'm not trying to front like being able to catch bugs is some game-breaking ability. A single bug would hardly even fill my hunger gauge. However, what is a powerful ability is what I'm about to show you. Instead of consuming the bug and gaining its minimal benefits, I'm going to use it as bait. Fish are worth a lot more hunger points than bugs are. In fact, a single fish is enough to fill almost my entire food meter. This is the power that comes with a high intelligence stat. Avoid combat entirely, but still access XP-rich meat sources. And just in time too, because the first cold snap is about to hit. This Pachyrhinosaurus player must have gotten separated from their teammates and died in the cold while searching for them. This carcass will make a great emergency food source if need be. But for now, I want to show you guys another advanced intelligence technique. I'm gonna head back to the forest, but this time, instead of scouting for insects, I've got a much easier objective. The trees here aren't currently producing any free high XP loot, but I've buried some here earlier in my playthrough so that now, when food is scarce, I've got a huge supply of food ready to go. This should be plenty enough to get me through the winter. I should probably run a surroundings check, just to make sure nobody is watching me to steal my secret stash when I leave. Looks like I'm all in the clear and— oh shoot! Looks like this player's camouflage allowed them to pass through my surroundings check unnoticed. This is really not good. Even though I have a higher mobility, I definitely can't afford to burn all of my stamina in a long extended chase. Time to employ yet another intelligence-based technique to allow me to escape. Let me run a surroundings check and see if there are any potential environmental hazards nearby. Ah, perfect. My character is light enough to cross, but if this Tyrannosaur player doesn't have the intelligence level required to recognize the danger, he'll walk right into my trap. Too easy. I wasn't forced to burn much stamina during the chase, but it did take up the rest of my prep time. The cold snap is imminent and I don't have any more time to forage before it hits. Let's hope I can make it. I'm gonna skip through most of the winter gameplay, as it's a lot of just hunkering down and waiting. I wasn't attacked through the whole event, which is good because if I was, I'd probably have exhausted my remaining food stores and started to starve. Because of the additional light from the aurora, builds that would normally try to strike under cover of darkness kinda have their plans foiled, even though the overworld is in a state of constant darkness right now. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and skip the rest of the winter event for this video's sake. And now, we're in a major conflict with the Pachyrhinosaurus player base. See, some high-value plant loot is on the other side of the salt flats. Unfortunately, the salt flats are the Raptor's spawn point, so it's up to me and my teammates to defend the area so that the Pachyrhino herd doesn't trample it and deny us our respawns. The Pachyrhinosaurus build's horn could easily deal lethal damage to any Raptor player in a single hit. Meanwhile, it would take a concerted effort from several Raptor players to even deal a moderate amount of damage to a tank build like Pachyrhinosaurus. So to defend the salt flats, our only real option is intimidation. Pachyrhino's lower intelligence stat makes them more susceptible to diamatic displays, and because of their herd behavior, scaring away one of them should be enough to deter them all. Looks like that one's will save finally failed, meaning our spawn points are safe for now. Time to head back to the nest. My main quest of surviving the winter and reproducing is now complete, but I can get an S rank ending by completing one final task. For that, it's back to the forest, this time bringing along my brood. Once again, I can run an environment scan to detect enemies and potential loot locations. Okay, bingo. Looks like I found what I was looking for. You can probably guess where this is going. With my brood of noobs watching, I toss the bait into the river and before long, I secure them some high-value loot. One of these players tries this out right away, but rolls a nat 1 critical fail on their survival skill check, which could have led to a game over if I hadn't rescued them. With my brood properly trained, I get the S rank ending and all of my brood gets a bonus proficiency in their survival skill. Hopefully you enjoyed this playthrough of Outside, even though it was on a legacy server. I plan to do more playthroughs in the future and potentially even reveal who I main in the current Anthropocene patch, but if there are any builds you'd like me to do a playthrough of, please let me know in the comments. If you like this video, I'm happy to announce that I've made a second video just like it over on Nebula. It's a video focusing on a playthrough of the Dinokairos build, an omnivorous, claw-wielding dinosaur. So if you're interested in seeing how the Dinokairos build fared during the Cretaceous meta, and how it dealt with threats both large and small, let me tell you all about Nebula. So Nebula is a streaming service that was built by a bunch of creators, including myself. It's a place where we can upload anything we like, safe from algorithmic suppression. And because of funding from our partner CuriosityStream, we are given the opportunity to pursue much grander projects with a higher production value. My Dinokairos video is exactly that. It's a double-length episode, complete with some of the most action-packed fight scenes I've ever had the privilege of gamifying. I think it's some of my best work, so please do check it out. Both this video and the one on Nebula feature footage from CuriosityStream's documentary Amazing Dino World, a brand new CuriosityStream original that's easily on par with Walking with Dinosaurs in production quality. And you can get access to their documentary and my Nebula original at the same time, because the best way to get access to Nebula is through our bundle with CuriosityStream, which gives you access to both amazing streaming sites. So if you want to support top-shelf educational content and indie creators alike, and get access to 2 amazing streaming sites, this is definitely a free trial you won't want to miss. Check out the link in the description and use promo code TIERZOO to get started. Last but not least, thanks so much to my patrons and thank you for watching.